2008, my husband and I got married, my fiance at the time, and we spent a couple of years enjoying each other's company and traveling and really spending time with friends and being young. In 2010, we decided that we wanted to start a family and obviously began to try. Now, when I was young, I always had certain symptoms, personal issues that I knew needed to be seen by a doctor. And at a very young age, I was diagnosed with PCOS, which stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome. And to many, this might be something that's so common, and to some who've never heard of it at all. It is a condition that can cause different symptoms, negative symptoms, and usually is connected to somebody in your family that has to do with either diabetes or insulin resistance. And it does affect your reproductive system. And at a young age, I was told that I had this condition and that I might want to consider fertility treatments, or I might not be able to get pregnant when I was older. Of course, at the time, it wasn't something that you're considering because you're young. I was in university. But after I started trying and my husband and I realized that it wasn't happening, we did consult with my family doctor who started me on treatment. And after we started the treatment, with unsuccessful rounds of medications, we started to see a fertility clinic, and the fertility specialist began other diagnosis and doing testing, and we came back to the same conclusion that it was the polycystic ovarian syndrome, that it was not something that was an issue, medical issue with my husband, that it was something that it was my issue. So of course the first thing you think is, oh, this is my fault. But it really isn't. And it's something that you have to accept that is, firstly, it's from Allah. It's something that you have to deal with. It's a challenge that is yours. Everyone has their challenges, and lo and behold, this was mine. So when we decided to start the fertility treatment, it was a decision that we made together. We were on the same page and knew that we needed help. We knew that it was okay to seek help from medical doctors, and it was okay to consult with others who may have had the same issue. As we started this fertility treatment, we did medications, which involved injections, oral medications, constant blood tests, ultrasounds, doctor's visits, sometimes every other day. It was extremely tiring. It was extremely draining. And a lot of the time, very disappointing, because when you enter in that path, you have an expectation to see a result. And when that result doesn't happen, of course, you're left with a situation where you, of course, start to feel hopeless. So as we continued with the fertility treatment, there was continuous unsuccessful rounds. We saw different fertility doctors. We saw traditional Chinese medicine. We did acupuncture, homeopathic medicine. We saw a homeopath when we traveled to India in 2014, all unsuccessful. We did IUIs with medication, pretty much everything you can think of. We saved up and we made the decision to try in vitro fertilization, which is IVF. Now, this is obviously a procedure that is difficult mentally, physically, financially. So for us, it was important, first and foremost, that we put our faith in God, that of course, the doctors are there to help us, but that we have to have faith that God is going to put what was needed for us into the doctors and into the medication to help us. After going through a month and a half of IVF, we completed the procedure and transferred the embryos. And of course, we had to wait for implantation to see if I would be pregnant. And unfortunately, due to the poor egg quality, we did not have a positive pregnancy test. At that point, we took a break until the early of 2015. We decided to just take a break and just not pursue any fertility treatment and just do natural methods. In February of 2015, I actually had a laser laparoscopy, and we had the surgery to help with possible endometriosis. As it turns out, I did not have endometriosis. However, I did receive a positive pregnancy test the following month, and I didn't even know. I went to see the doctor when I was actually noticed that something was not right, and he told me that I was actually pregnant. However, I was having a miscarriage. So to think that you finally have a positive pregnancy test that you've never had before and that you didn't even know that you were pregnant, and to be told that that baby is leaving is definitely very, very difficult. We decided to continue with fertility treatment and to not give up. In August of 2015, we tried a different protocol with IVF. However, my doctor canceled the procedure due to lack of follicle growth. So at this point, I didn't even have enough eggs to even make embryos to even be able to do the entire procedure. And I think that was my breaking point. And we decided that it was time to make a change. We put all fertility treatment aside. We realized that Allah was trying to tell us something, that He was trying to guide us in a path that did not involve the fertility, and that I needed to make a change in my life, something different. So we turned to Allah and we turned to natural methods. In early of 2016, we met a couple who had adopted a beautiful little boy from Morocco, and we met them and we met their son and decided that that was going to be what we were going to do. We were going to follow in their steps, and we were going to adopt. In March of 2016, we were ready to meet with this couple. We were ready to start the adoption process and to adopt. We were even thinking of names and how we were going to do it and when we would go abroad to adopt. And the week that we were supposed to meet and start the adoption process, I noticed something different. And of course, then 1 week later, received a positive pregnancy test. So that was at the end of March of 2016, which has resulted in my beautiful baby girl, Arya. We had a baby shower, something that I never thought I would have. It was always a dream of mine to have a baby shower. And I always used to think that I'm never going to have the opportunity to do this. Every time I would attend someone else's baby shower, I knew that I don't think I'll ever have one. So when I finally had my baby shower, which happened to be on my 33rd birthday, it was a really special day for me. It meant a lot to have people that I love around me, and it really just confirmed this gift that I had finally been given after so long. With gratitude comes more blessings. And whenever in life you're presented with a challenge, whenever in life there's something negative that comes, you have to remember why it's there, that there's khair in everything, that Allah presents things to you in a certain way. So don't lose hope, and always remember that there's something else that's going to be coming after. That through all of the fertility treatments, that through all of these years of sorrow, of stress, of disappointment, and of difficulty during my pregnancy, in the end, I got to hold my baby girl.